Attention passionate Washington Commanders fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC East and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Washington Commanders' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Washington Commanders fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with YOUR, FRIENDS and Washington Commanders FANS. Let's get to the news. Alright guys, today I want to dive deep into what's happening with the Washington Commanders right now. And trust me, it's a story that could shake up the entire NFC East. If you've been following the team this season, you know that injuries have been a huge part of their story. But what's really catching everyone's attention now is how these injuries are shaping the team's immediate future and possibly their long-term plans. The Commanders have been fighting hard, trying to stay competitive, but the latest updates show that they're facing some serious hurdles, especially at key positions. And it's not just about missing one player or two, it's about losing some of their biggest offensive weapons at crucial moments, which could have ripple effects all season long. So, let's start with the biggest news coming out of Washington. The team announced that their star quarterback, Jayden Daniels, will be out for at least the next game, and maybe more. Yeah, I know, for many of you, this isn't a surprise. Injuries happen in the NFL. It's part of the game. But when it's your franchise quarterback, it hits differently. Jayden Daniels has been a pivotal figure in the Commanders' offense this season. After all, he's the guy who's been leading the charge, making plays with his arm and his legs, orchestrating drives, and just giving the team confidence under center. But unfortunately, he's dealing with a sprained knee that's kept him out of the Week 3 game against the Las Vegas Raiders. And now, he's set to miss Week 4 as well, which is a huge blow. What makes this even more impactful is how well the backup, Marcus Mariota, stepped in last week. Mariota, who's no stranger to the NFL, proved he's still got something left in the tank. He led the Commanders to a commanding 41-24 victory over the Raiders, showing poise and experience under pressure. That's right, folks, Mariota came in and performed admirably, almost like a veteran who's been there before, which he has. His performance was a reminder of his skill set, and it's clear that he's more than just a fill-in. He's a vital piece for the Commanders right now. But the story gets even more complicated. Because with Jayden Daniels out, the team also faces the loss of their leading receiver, Terry McLaurin. And this isn't just a minor injury. McLaurin is nursing a quad injury that's expected to keep him sidelined for the upcoming game. If you've been watching McLaurin this season, you know he's been on fire, especially against the Eagles, where he caught 3 passes for a season-high 74 yards. That game showed just how explosive he can be when healthy. His ability to stretch the field, make contested catches, and be a consistent target for Daniels has been a cornerstone of the offense. Now, with him out, the team is going to have to find new ways to move the ball, and that's where the challenge really kicks in. This situation puts Marcus Mariota under even more pressure. Not only is he stepping into the starting role against a tough Atlanta Falcons defense, but he also needs to do so without 2 of his top offensive weapons. The Falcons, by the way, are no pushovers. They've got a solid defense and a game plan that will surely try to exploit Washington's vulnerabilities. Mariota's familiarity with Atlanta, where he played for 2 seasons, adds an interesting angle to this story. It's almost like a revenge game for him, but this time, it's more personal. He's coming into this game with a lot to prove, especially after his journey through the NFL from his time with the Raiders to his stint with Atlanta, and now as the backup turned starter for the Commanders. And let's not forget, Mariota's story in the NFL has been quite a roller coaster. He was drafted early in the first round back in 2015 by the Tennessee Titans, and since then, he's been through a lot, starting, benching, injuries, and team changes. His 2 seasons as the Falcons starter showed flashes of potential, but he also faced criticism and questions about whether he could be the long-term answer at quarterback. Still, he's remained resilient, and his role as a backup, now stepping in under these circumstances, shows how much the team still trusts him to get the job done. Now, what about the offensive side of the ball? Well, with McLaurin out, the Commanders will need other receivers to step up. And one of the most interesting options could be Luke McCaffrey, a second-year wide receiver. He was drafted in 2024 in the 3rd round, And although he's only had limited production so far, just 18 receptions for 168 yards as a rookie, he made a splash with his first career touchdown against the Raiders. That was a 43-yard catch and run from Mariota, and it showed his potential to be a big playmaker. Against the Raiders, he made 3 catches for 56 yards and a touchdown, all in the fourth quarter. That kind of performance hints that he might be ready for a bigger role, especially now with McLaurin out. But of course, it's not just about one player stepping up. The entire offense will need to adapt. Deebo Samuel, who's been a reliable veteran target, will be crucial in the passing game. Tight end Zach Ertz will have to be involved even more, given his experience and hands. Still, the team's success in this challenging situation will depend heavily on how well Mariota can distribute the ball, how effectively the offensive line can protect him, and how quickly the younger receivers like McCaffrey can find their rhythm. On the defensive side, the Commanders have been pretty solid this season, but every game now takes on even more importance. They'll need to keep Atlanta's offense in check, especially considering how dynamic their quarterback Desmond Ridder can be when given time. The front seven will have to step up, apply pressure, and create turnovers. It's a team effort, and so far, Washington's defense has shown resilience and grit, but facing a motivated Falcons team will be a real test. Looking ahead, this injury situation puts a lot of pressure on the coaching staff to make quick adjustments. The staff needs to come up with creative schemes to compensate for the missing talent, and players need to step up in ways they haven't before. It's a true test of depth, resilience, and team chemistry. The NFL season is a long, grueling marathon, but moments like these define a team's character. Will the Commanders be able to rally around Mariota, fill the void left by McLaurin, and keep their playoff hopes alive? That's the big question everyone is asking right now. In the grand scheme of things, this situation reminds us why depth is so critical in the NFL. 1 or 2 injuries can derail a season, but teams that can adapt quickly and find new heroes often come out stronger. This season has already been filled with surprises, and the Commanders' next few games will be no different. They're facing adversity, but they also have a chance to show what kind of team they truly are. Can they overcome these challenges and continue their quest for a playoff spot? It's a story that's still being written, and we're all eager to see how it unfolds. So guys, what do you think? Are the Commanders still a playoff team with these injuries? Can Mariota lead them to victory against Atlanta and keep the momentum going? And what about the young receivers stepping up? Do you see Luke McCaffrey becoming a key piece moving forward? I want to hear your thoughts, your predictions. Drop everything in the comments. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Washington Commanders. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, more news, more analysis. Stay tuned for the latest Washington Commanders news, because this season is far from over and the best is yet to come. And now, Washington Commanders fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Washington Commanders. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Washington Commanders news.